All the things you find on the farm. I'm very thankful that they don't test gates and really hit them and push on them real hard, but I guess the problem with that is since they haven't pushed on that gate, they don't know that if they'll just push on it, it'll open back up for them. So now they're just out here in the round pen. See, if she had hit that gate, it'd open up. She doesn't know that she can push it open. You just got to be a nosy heifer, don't you? Todd, what are you doing in here? Y'all decide to get a room? Look. Open it up for them. This is why we haven't been using our round pen. It's nothing but mud. Alright, so I'm really far behind. The red maples have been blooming for about 2 weeks or 3. It's March the 10th, I think. I would look on my phone, but that's what I'm using to film with. So it's March the 10th, and I really need to get some swarm traps baited. Nosy heifers. I got to get some swarm traps baited and ready. So I guess the first thing I need to do is find my stuff. I have no idea where my swarm trap ladder is, so I'm going to go find that. And then we are going to go take a few swarm traps down and bait them. So I looked in this stall full of junk for the swarm trap ladder, did not find it there. I looked in this stall, well, there's my old ladder. I don't like that one. If you've watched my swarm trap video, swarm trap ladder video that is, you'll know that I don't like that ladder. And I didn't find it in here, but I did find in all of this junk, this is kind of my fencing stall where I keep my fencing stuff. Eggs from the chickens. Everybody wants chickens for small hive beetle control. I don't know if they're good for that or not. I can't really say, but I will say that they are good for hiding eggs in my barn, and I don't find them for months and months at a time. So I think I'm gonna have to climb up here to the loft, see if I can find my ladder up there. Okay, so check both sides of the loft, and there is no sign of my swarm trap ladder up here. But I do have a bunch of these boxes that I forgot I've got to finish building. These are some more of the 4x4 hive bodies. 4 frame hive on this side, 4 frame hive on that side. The way I've done mine though is I rabbet the bottom all the way around. Just nail me a piece of plywood to the bottom. But I've got about 20 something of them up here that I haven't got plywood for. So just another project. Oh, there it is. After 15-20 minutes of looking, it's in here with my beekeeping stuff and my extra swarm traps. Imagine that. Alright, so trap number 1, it's the trap that's in my front yard. If you've watched my swarm traps video, the one that's swarm traps, everything you need to know to be successful, this is one of the traps that was hung up in that video. I've caught several swarms out of this swarm trap. Last year I ended up catching swarms late in the year, like August, September, October, in every swarm trap here at my house. I did not take any of those swarm traps down. I didn't look at the swarms. I have no clue what's in those swarm traps, but I do know that this swarm trap had bees in it up until late December, and then they just stopped flying, so I'm assuming that they ended up dying out. But we're going to take this trap down, see what's inside of it, and get it baited and hung up and ready for this year. Alright, so my camera cut off for whatever reason. So here's this swarm trap. I just took it down from this tree, as you can see, and I'm gonna open it up, see what's in it. As you can see, they propolized the bag. There was definitely some bees in there. Don't have a let's see. All right, that's a little bit better. Now take my handy dandy hive tool here, because I don't have one. Break these propolis seals, see what we can find. Well, there's a frame that wants to come out. Some comb. There's some more nice comb. This was probably my piece of comb that was baited. That almost looks like a little queen there. I believe it is. If I got that in the camera, pull it up close. Right there. But they didn't make it. More comb. More comb. I don't actually remember what I baited this hive with, but I know I didn't have that many frames of comb, so. But there's not many bees in here, so I don't know. Not really sure what happened to those, but we'll put this swarm trap back together. Don't really have to do anything to it. It's got a lot of comb in it. That'll be very attractive for a swarm of bees this spring. Now, as you saw me do in the first video, the big swarm trap video that I did, I'm going to use the Swarm Commander again this year. I can get it out of my pocket here. And I'm just simply going to put me 2 sprays on the top here. That'll be enough of an attractant on the inside. Put my little baggie back on here, feed sack. Just gonna put my lid on. Now I'll hang this swarm trap back up and put 2 sprays on the, or I'm just gonna put 1 spray on the entrance. All right, so here is the second swarm trap that I'm going to do today. It's probably the only one I'm going to be able to do today because I've got to go to work. But this was the one where I caught my first swarm in 2018. It has changed a lot up through here because I've tore down all the old fence and put up new fence this winter. But this was the swarm that kind of got divided, and when I was riding up through here, I found half of the swarm right down there towards that fence post. And the other half was in this swarm trap. I did end up finding the queen from that swarm dead in the grass, which is, I guess, you know, kind of explains why the other half stayed down there. And I took one of my queens and actually requeened this swarm after it was all said and done. All right, let's take it down and see what was in it. So this swarm trap also had a swarm in it late in the summer that I didn't do anything with. We'll see what's in it now. Ooh, bunch of spiders. I've heard those little black fuzzy spiders are good for, or they do good stuff, like, or whatever, but I'm not much on spiders. Look at all those spider webs. I don't know if that's in the camera or not, but this thing is full of spiders. Looks like the comb's been chewed up pretty bad on this one. I think we had some wax moths in here. Yeah. Well, there's a larva. So I'll still use some of that comb. I'll use the comb that's straight. I'm not going to use any of the comb that's crooked because the bees are going to use the comb that I leave in there kind of as a template, and if I leave them a crooked template, they'll build crooked combs. So we're going to get rid of all the crooked stuff, leave the straight stuff, and replace what was crooked with straight. If that makes sense. After we get rid of all these spider webs. Whew, nasty wax moth stuff. I have been very pleased with Dr. Leo's design on these swarm traps. They've held up really well to an extremely wet winter. Boxes are not bowed, they're not showing any signs of warping because of the water, and we've had the wettest winter that's ever been recorded. So that's a good thing. So this piece of comb here is straight, and it's a solid sheet, so we're going to put that in the middle. This piece here is pretty good. It's all drone comb though. I don't want a lot of that in there, but it is straight, so we're going to put it in there, but I'm going to put it kind of over here towards the back in hopes that they'll put the brood in the middle. And this is all worker cells, so we'll put that in the middle, and we'll put that drone brood comb in the back, and hopefully if swarm moves in and they need a place to put honey, they'll decide to put it there. Here's another one that's got a lot of drone in it. This one's got some worker, it's okay, we'll put it in there. See, this one is crooked, probably because it's broke off and hanging by a fishing line. So I'm not going to waste the frame, I'm just going to tear the comb off. Tear the crooked comb off anyway. think I'll leave that little piece there. It's pretty straight looking at the top. Leave it in there. This one. This one's okay. It's broke off too. Everything's broke. And so here's the problem. Let me tear this comb off and I'll show you something. So that looks like a good little starter strip, right? Well, here's the problem. You look at the bottom, you see where that comb is attached to the bottom of that frame? That's not good. They're going to attach it there again. And you see how that comb kind of sticks off to the side? Once it gets started like that, it will never be right. They will always make that comb bulge out. Now, I could reuse that, but I actually brought some frames over here on the four-wheeler. Some of you guys might have thought I was kidding when I said all those wax moth frames that I tear the bat out of and use it for starter strips. Man, I ain't playing. I'm going to use it. If I can. So I'll take these two frames here. That's got some comb on it. Old dead outs that I clean, and I'll drop them in there. So what more could a swarm ask for? They've got a good solid watertight box. They've got 6 frames in there. Every single frame has comb on it. One of them is completely drawn out. It's going to smell really good because we're going to put a little bit of this in there, or just regular lemongrass oil. And then I'm going to hang it back up, put another squirt of Swarm Commander at the entrance, and if there's a swarm in this area, they're going to go in that box. Alright, like I said, just one more squirt with the Swarm Commander at the entrance, and it's good to go. Alright, so that's it for hanging the swarm traps today. We hung the one at the road, so it's on a roadway. It's a good area for the bees. They know the roadways. Remember those markers up in the sky that the bees can see. That's a big thing for them because they use those markers as travel corridors, and that's a great way if you've got swarm traps on those lines. That's a great way to encourage them to find those traps and possibly use them. This swarm trap here, it's here on my electric fence. Oh, God! Just kidding. It's here on my electric fence, and we've got it set up. First swarm trap that caught our bees, caught our first swarm last year, and so that's it. I've got some more swarm traps to hang up, and rebait. So stay tuned for those videos.